Welcome back to the 618 Hunt Co podcast. I'm your host, Logan Webb, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Maddox Curry and Hudson Chapman. How are you?
I'm doing good today.
Doing good.
All right, so today our guest is Landon Mischke. Landon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 19, from small town of Woodlawn, Illinois. Do a lot of, waterfowl hunting, which is actually how I met you boys.
Yep.
Through a job site with Max's dad, actually.
Yep.
It was pretty cool stuff. And then from there, you guys were able to come and hunt with me a few times, use my pits and stuff. And then, do a lot of fishing and stuff. And, I'm just trying to stay like a pretty active guy in the outdoor community. And I think that ultimately brought me here today.
Yeah, for sure. We've been keeping in touch. We hunted in snow goose season up at Rim Lake, and that'll be a topic today. I want to get this started off. We're sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Oh, absolutely covered Max's leg.
Anyways, so let's get this first topic going. So, me, Maddox, and Hudson obviously live in Southern Illinois, hunt crab orchard, refuge, or not the refuge, but lake. And how is it?
It's
your scale of 1 to 10.
It's either really good or really bad. I mean, some days we go out there and we just smoke them, and the next day we'll maybe not even see a duck.
Hudson, would you have to agree with that?
Definitely. It's a hit or miss thing. Yeah.
So we've only hunted Rim Lake a few times. You're from that area.
That's my spot.
What do you think about that?
I kind of agree with you guys. Ultimately, I think we're in the same fly line, so it is kind of hit or miss. I think our youth season is probably, honestly, when we have the most ducks. And then, conservation snow goose season, we get a lot of ducks in. And you guys saw that when you guys came and snow goose hunted with me. I mean, it was just duck after duck after duck. And, you get those points in our draw where, every spot is taken every single day for those 60 days. And, just the ducks are scared. They always want to get down. The ducks that do commit, they're migrators. And, it's just kind of hard to get on a good bag of ducks down there at Rim Lake.
Yeah, I know me and Maddox went youth season the first day, and the first 30 minutes is like World War III, just non-stop shooting.
It never stops.
Never stops. Crazy. But would you have to say, you've never hunted crab, obviously.
No, sir.
Do you think, from what we've said, it's comparable to Rim Lake?
I think it's a lot more comparable, but I think there is some obvious differences, such as, you guys said that they planted millet this year, which I think is big. I mean, ducks got to eat, and they always look for that kind of stuff to hide in, And I think we all can agree there's nothing like corn for ducks.
Yeah.
I mean, corn isn't, it draws ducks in, they feel safe in it. I mean, it feeds them for whatever reason. The corn is where ducks want to be. So, I mean, we get a little bit of corn there at Rim Lake. I mean, there's a lot of agriculture in the area. So, I mean, it's pretty good to get on some good field hunts, especially for geese. We get a lot of specks and stuff, but other than, that, I mean, it's pretty comparable to crab orchard.
Yeah, they drawed the lake down this year and planted some millet, and that really helped us, I think.
I think that will substantially help you guys this year.
It helped the early goose season too. We got on some geese this past year, which never really happened.
No.
I mean, I would hope it happens again, but I don't think they're going to draw the lake down anymore, so we'll see.
Yep, we'll see. Only time will tell, that's for sure. So, going off of duck hunting, you got two main points of your thing. Hunting. You got your duck calls, duck and goose calls, and your guns. We'll start off with guns. Maddox, what gun do you shoot?
I shoot a Beretta A300 Outlander. It's a 3-inch 12 gauge. It's black.
Thoughts, rating on it?
I'd give it a 9. Only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is because it'll rust super easily. Like every hunt, you have to make sure you're cleaning it like crazy, especially since it's black. You can see it, but
which is probably the main reason.
Yeah, that's the main reason. But I'm probably gonna get it wrapped to help that a little bit. So I try to keep it clean, but besides that, it shoots good. Never really have any clicks or anything bad go wrong with it. So,
Landon, what's your gun to choose?
I shoot a Stoeger M3500. It's a 3.5-inch chamber, 12 gauge, semi-automatic. It's got an inertia-driven chamber. And then on the end of the barrel, I have a code black duck choke tube in it. I live by those choke tubes.
Where do you get those at?
Online
Online.
is where I got mine.
Need to get one.
I think they're fantastic, and I'm overall, I mean, out of all the waterfowl guns I've shot, I mean, I've never had a problem with it. I've dropped it in water. You know, it's been everywhere with me. It's been my gun. So, I mean, for me, that's my 10.
Yeah.
I mean, for you guys, everybody has their different specs on what they think of a gun, you know, how it shoulders, the recoil. Just, for me, that's the gun I want to be shooting up until I find something better comes out.
Yep. Hudson?
I shoot a similar gun to Landon. I shoot a Benelli Montefeltro. Same thing, inertia driven, 3-inch, 12 gauge, and I have that paired up with a heavy shot extreme range choke tube. And perfect gun so far. Just got it last year, or maybe 2 years ago. But yeah.
Your thoughts on it in the past year? You like it?
Oh yeah. Only problem I've had is it clicked, I think maybe twice, but I think it was just breaking in, real light loads. So.
I shoot a Winchester Super X4. I got it 2 years ago. I think I would rate it a 9 out of 10. The only reason is you got to clean it a lot. It does stay pretty dirty, but that could also be the shells I shoot.
Yeah,
so.
the Federals are really dirty.
But it's a 3.5-inch semi-automatic, so I like it. I like it a lot. Shells. What shells you guys shoot?
Well, I try and shoot Boss when you can get a hold of them.
Yeah.
I think those are, you know, a lot of guys are like, why would you pay that much for Boss? Well, it's one of them deals like you got to shoot and experience what they have to offer before you can have an opinion on them. You know, things aren't necessarily cheap with inflation and stuff, and I think Boss creates a good product, but if I'm not shooting Boss, I'm shooting Federal number 2s.
Yeah, Federal number 2s are the main ones I shoot. Last year, or this past season, since the prices went up and the shells were hard to find, I shot a case of Fiocchis, and they actually did pretty good. They did similar to the Federals, honestly.
I shot some Fiocchis and even some Rios, which is a blue steel.
Yeah.
I think those are fantastic for the price you paid for them.
Yeah.
Do you think, because I know some of my buddies have problems with Benellis and Black Clouds, have you had any problems with those shells out of your gun?
I personally am not a Black Cloud fan, just because they clog your guns and stuff like that, and just they're bad for your barrels. I think from what research I've done, I mean, there's a lot of waterfowl influencers that take pride in shooting Black Clouds, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think that they take down a bird just like any other shell. Black Clouds aren't for me.
I haven't shot Black Clouds personally on my Benelli, but from what I've heard is they're pretty good shells, but could have just been what I heard. I usually shoot shells on a budget and go with the old Winchester Super X's.
That's what I shot last year also.
I did wound a lot of birds though, I will say. Winged them. Looking for
the
them.
knockdown power of those is just not there, I don't think.
Yeah. If Federals are available, I'll go after those, and then I also kind of like the heavy steels.
Oh yeah,
A lot of
those are the best shells.
The thing I mainly look for is like the feet per second when I'm looking at a box of shells. I mean, I want that bullet to travel, but when I buy a shell, I mean, I kind of pattern it a little bit and then see like how much I have to lead and stuff. I mean, because that takes a lot of figuring out to see how far you gotta lead, how far you can shoot and stuff. But yeah,
for sure. So going to the next thing, calls. What kind of calls do you guys use?
I'm personally a big Hayes calls fan. I mean, I've on a regular speaking basis with Hayes' owner, Benny Marnie. I think he's a heck of a guy. I mean, anytime I have a problem with my calls, or if I have a problem with my calls, I have a question about a call, I can call him directly. And, he's always willing to help me out. I mean, shipping calls back to him for him to potentially look at them, or, me blowing calls for him even over the phone. I remember sitting in the bank parking lot not too long ago, and I was like, Benny, I bought this call off you, and I can't really figure it out. Which he walked me through it, and now I got it down. So I'm personally a big Hayes fan. I'm pro staff for Beaver Creek Game Calls, and I think their calls are pretty good. I just recently bought their call called the Blizzard. It's pretty good. Goose calls, probably an RNT guy. So that's kind of where I stand out with calls.
My calls for ducks, my favorite duck call is the Sweet Meat by Tim Grounds Championship Calls, which is actually local for us. And then the other one I like is the Littlewood Sweet Meat, which is just a smaller version, a little bit more raspy. And goose calls, I don't even know what kind of goose call I have, honestly. It's nothing great, but I mean, it gets the job done.
I'm not the greatest at calling, but I'll get there one day. I use bought it at Hunting and Fishing Days actually quite a while ago. It's by Death Ron Outfitters. Just some outfitter that was there. Always had it since. And then Kelly Haydale for goose calls.
So Logan, on your duck calls, do you like double reads or single reads?
You know, to be honest, I don't know. I think I have a double read, so I would have to say double read, but I've not blown too many single
I'm a big
reads.
double read guy. I mean,
I like double reads better, usually.
get a little bit of a rasp, better on the chuckle.
I'm not the best caller though, so
Hey, we all aren't, but one day, I mean, we'll get to where we're
just
going.
gotta keep practicing. So Landon, for you, who has been your biggest mentor to help get you to where you are now?
Honestly, research has been my biggest influencer. I mean, I do a lot of solo hunting. A lot of people my age don't take hunting as seriously as I do. Yeah, they're passionate about it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate all the people I hunt with and stuff, and thank them for they help. How it goes with us is, I say I help them out, they'll help me out in return. That's just kind of the good group of guys I hunt with. But I do a lot of research on decoy spreads and stuff like that. And ultimately, something I find out with decoy spreads is like J's, W's, V's, and stuff like that. I don't throw any of all that stuff out. I just throw them out in a big circle, and because you got to think from the time they reach Canada, Southern Illinois, how many times have they seen those decoy spreads? Ultimately they're just gonna they're gonna see a big puddle of ducks, and they're gonna want to commit to that over all those different types of decoy spreads. But I do have influencers. There's my brother's best friend, Austin Russo, has been a really good mentor for me. I mean, he put me on my first duck hunt, and since then, he's given me insights on Rend Lake as to where I should hunt at different times of the year and stuff like that. And it's given me some really resourceful tips, and actually put me on this Dover M3500, which I'm very thankful for. So I think he's probably my biggest influencer when it comes to duck hunting.
Yeah, for sure. I know that lately for us, we've been doing these podcasts, and we hear a lot of the same stuff, and it just you just got to think what's going to make you just keep going. And I think that talking to you lately and everything else, it's really helped us just keep going and moving on in the right direction for sure.
You got it's work. What you guys are trying to do, I see it as, you guys want to make it to the top, and you guys are trying to, you're not trying to make any money off of it. And, you guys are just three boys out here having fun with a passion for waterfowl, and I really commend you guys for that. And I think, if you guys keep it up in consistency, and, you start getting a little bit of creators content going and stuff, I mean, I really think you guys could take off one day, and I think what you guys are doing is pretty good. I wish I had a group of buddies that when I was your guys' age, that thought, hey, let's sit down and make a podcast, film some TikToks and stuff, and I think it's just awesome.
Well, I know for you, you've been helping us. You let us hunt your pits, help us with snow goose stuff, all that, and that's really helped us too in the hunting field of things.
Sure, experience goes a long way, and you got sometimes people got to know each other to, get that kind of experience. And I think, like I was talking to you guys, it wouldn't be bad to get on a good Arkansas hunt this winter and stuff. If we can make that happen.
Yeah, for sure. What process or strategy has helped most impact you and is going to impact you in your future?
Do everything that you do with the intent of bettering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever go into a hunt thinking this is just another hunt. Learn from what you see, visually take in what your surroundings are, the weather conditions, wind, just it all plays an important part. Decoy spread, I mean, because ultimately it's not just throwing decoys out and hoping a bird comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's calling strategies, decoy strategies,
Mm-hmm.
you know, hiding positions, but that all plays a key factor in what you're doing. And I think that's, you know, just keep trying to better yourself, and ultimately I think that'll get you to be very successful in your hunting career.
It's definitely been a process hunting. It's you learn this and then you turn around and there's something new to learn and a new strategy or whatever. It's a lot. It can be a lot.
Kind of like fishing.
Yep.
Fishing actually might be worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Could catch 20 pounds one day and not even get a bite the next day.
Are you talking about your
And-
experience in Springfield this weekend?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a rough one. We'll talk about that another day.
So today, Landon's been down here since about 2 o'clock, and it is now 10 o'clock. So you've had quite the experience down there.
I have, and I'd say it's been a good one.
Yeah, that's good. We caught 75 crappie like 3 days ago and 65 2 days ago. So we had a big fish fry and had him down. And we knew we were going to get the business side of stuff down, but we also wanted to have a little fun. So we went fishing today. How was that?
Oh man, I haven't caught some fish like that in a while. That was good. Everything from, you know, walking the banks, taking a boat out to, you know, bank fishing when the sun was going down. I think that was really awesome. Me and Max doubled up on some big, what do you say, 5.5 pounders, 5.25.
Yeah.
I think those were some good fish. You know, just super lucky to have those abundant resources by, and you know, I appreciate you guys for letting me come down and
Yeah, for sure.
sharing that stuff with me. That was awesome. Yeah, you guys even got me to try some fish. I'm not a big fish eater, but Logan, you outdid yourself on that one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Max did good. Good job.
Yeah, for sure. Hudson, you had quite the experience in the last hour.
Old Guy Fieri down there on the left.
Oh yeah.
You look like you showered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why'd
I
you have to
did.
shower?
I might have fallen in the stinky old mud in the pond.
Hudson definitely fell in some blue mud.
Oh.
Might we mention he was wearing white dude shoes?
That did not
Yeah,
turn out
and-
very good.
There might be one still down there. So.
Yeah, never to be seen again.
The funny part about that, a couple of years ago, Maddox did the same thing, just stepped right up backwards off the dock and lost his slides. Not even 5 minutes later, there went Hudson.
I got finned by a fish. It was a
Yeah.
pretty good time.
Oh yeah,
It was
that
good.
was pretty funny.
Define funny.
Pretty funny.
You're supposed to build me up.
Oh, something else.
But
So I have a question for you three. What inspires you guys to keep going on a daily basis, and just kind of go down the line here? What makes you guys keep 618 Hunting Co. going, and what pushes you guys each and every day to strive to be better, and, you know, to just keep at this until, you know, one day maybe you reach the top and make it a career for yourselves?
I'll start. I think that for me, the main thing is people say you can't do it. They say it's not possible, and I want to show them that it is possible. You just got to follow your dreams. And also, I think it'll be cool whenever we get older to look back and be like, that's where we started. Like 3 boys in high school, no money for anything, hunting out of Landon Mischke's pits. I just feel like you just got to keep it going for the future, and live through it all. You just can't quit and give up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also I think that for me, it's like the only thing I really like to do. Like I could do it every day, hunting or fishing. So as long as I'm having fun, trying to make it a career, even if it doesn't happen, I'm still having fun along the way. So it just keeps me going.
Like you guys said, I also see people online, other content creators, see where they started,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see where they're at now. Just in a few years, they got up there, and now they're
It's
well
like,
known
holy
and stuff.
cow. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just each of us pushing each other to keep going.
hmm
And
It's definitely been like rough for us because we're in high school, we got school, all that stuff, and just we got to stay on each other, just keep going, get the next TikTok, the next Instagram post, scout birds. It can be challenging, but so far it's paid off, and we're happy with how it's going.
That's good.
So, well, is there anything else?
When are we doing this again?
As soon as possible.
Anytime.
It's so fun.
I appreciate you boys having me down today. I'm elated that you guys take after and let me down here and invite me to fish fry and stuff and take me fishing, put me on some good fish. Got to watch Hudson fall in the water. It was just an overall a good day, and you guys are a true testimony as to what hard work can do. And I hope that one day this really pays off for you guys, and that you guys get to where you're going by the 618 Hunko.
We're glad that we could have you down here, and it's really you've helped boost the morale. You could say for the group, you really helped being a good mentor and all that.
You just gotta have faith and keep pursuing what you guys are doing, and eventually one day you guys will get there. This is a fantastic start, and I commend you all for doing what you guys are doing.
Yep. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of the 618 Hunko